Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. So, there's this thing called the OODA loop. It's OODA stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, Act. To put it very simply, grossly simply, it's a decision-making cycle model. And it's much deeper than that. You know, you could write a PhD thesis on the OODA loop. Go to Wikipedia, look it up if you're at all interested. But what I want to talk about a little bit today is that, you know, if a SWAT team's going to hit a house, they use the OODA loop. And one technique, which I'm not going to get into detail on, but one technique is to overwhelm the bad guys in the house with information at the moment of attack. And so they don't know, the bad guy doesn't know what to deal with, and then all of a sudden here comes guys through a door, right? That's oversimplifying it, but that's a thing. Militaries use the OODA loop, businesses use the OODA loop, governments use the OODA loop, and a lot of times, have you ever heard of PHOG, P-H-O-G? It's a term, man, back from the like 70s, maybe late 60s, that talks about, it's a conspiratorial term, that putting out lots of false information so that people don't know what to believe. The UFO thing, you know, there's so much garbage put out on UFOs. Some people say that some of that garbage is put out on purpose by the government so that it keeps you from focusing on the real tidbits, right? Just fog them with garbage and they won't know where to focus on good things. We all know something's coming, you know, the economic things, political things, military things, weather things, God things. Pick your poison, right? Not that God is poison. I'll get comments on that. And so we can see it coming. And would it be possible that people who were trying to manipulate outcomes, people, organizations who have more information than do you and I, would try to put their own version of fog out there to keep the sheeple confused and not moving in a direction while they get their stuff in place? Yeah, I think so. I've spent the last week looking into Nibiru. I did a video on that a little while back, talking about Germany, Russia, Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia. Whatever. For those of you who are Czechs and Slovaks, I get it, but most of you aren't. But I've been looking into Nibiru, and that's what I kind of want to talk to you about today. Where I'm at on it, where we're at on it at Shofar Mountain, what I'm doing going forward, and, you know, obviously I recommend you do something like what I do, but you get to decide. I believe Nibiru is probably a real thing. What the exact form of it is, you know, is it a solar system, is it a planet, is it a dwarf star, is it a this, that, or the other thing? I don't know. But I believe it's something. I believe that we can find evidence of it in the Bible. Noah's flood, good one, right? Other places too, perhaps. From the little bit of research, and I am not an expert on Nibiru. I would say I'm not even very well informed on Nibiru. But I did spend several hours looking at it. From what I've read and seen, and thank you, those of you who sent, you know, videos and documents and stuff like that. I tried to get most of them slid over to the comment section. They're piling up now. If you look at how many comments are there, and I have to like approve, every time you put a link in one, I personally have to approve it, and so yeah, I'm falling behind on that. In my mind, I'm moving on from Nibiru, which is kind of what this video is about. But thank you to those of you who sent it. And basically, from what I've gathered, it's on like a 3,600 year cycle coming in and out of our solar system kind of deal, and blah blah. could be related to the Kachina blue star prophecy thing, all this stuff. So I think, yeah, it could be a real thing. And for those of you who aren't tracking it, just allow me in very simple words to put out. Basically, it's this thing, again, a star, a planet, a solar system, that goes out of our solar system on a weird orbit, comes back through every roughly 3,600 years. I think I'm right on that. And it affects things, right? You know, it changes weather and stuff on the Earth, and, you know, there could be pole shift or mantle sliding or, you know, blah, blah, blah. Things could happen on the Earth. And the theory is that it's en route back. People are seeing it. They're covering it up, and they're putting so much fog, are putting so much fog out there. There's a lot of nonsense about it out there too. And I just really don't have the time to spend hours and hours and hours watching videos. And you know, I don't get these people on YouTube who copy other people's stuff. They must have really low self-esteem. That's all I can think of. You know, they take, because I've seen videos of Nibiru, here's the original guy, and then other people take it and play that video and comment on it or just put it up again. And it's like, wow, can't you do something original? I guess not. Watching a guy called John Moore, was digging his stuff, and him, you know, I took the measure of him as a man, watching him in a couple different talks. I don't think he has like a hidden agenda. I don't think he's a fear monger. I think he's a guy who's put some things together. So that's what it is. We actually changed our Shabbat setup service a little bit last week. You can see part of that if you go to my other YouTube channel, Shofar Mountain. Had a brother, Brother Travis, who's been interested in this and been following it for years, give a short talk. We put part of his talk up, and then I brought up some Bible verses, and we kind of went into the Word vis-a-vis this Nibiru thing. It got cut off. We have technical issues. Hey, you know, we're real people. We don't have a lot of camera technicians here, video, whatever. We do the best we can. But I think it's real. I think it's coming. Don't have a timeline, but probably soonish, right? I'm not talking next week. But here's where I'm at on it. And here's where I recommend you kind of follow my lead. It's good to be aware. It's good to have information about something. It's not good to obsess on things that don't need obsessing on. And I don't think Nibiru requires our obsession. Why? Is it going to have, if it's true, is it going to have awesome effects? Yes. Life as we know it could not only change, but end, dun, 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 for a lot of people. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you or I can do about this Nibiru thing that's coming or not. You can certainly take steps to prepare, which you should be doing anyway. But as far as, you know, all the details and getting into it, and once you become aware that, yes, this is another thing on the plate, just like the Deutsche Bank is getting ready to go under, these shipping companies are shuttering and closing, you know, oil, war, dun, 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 dun. Why are you laughing? Now, what are you going to do, cry? You know, yeah, stuff's coming. Things are going to happen. I don't have time to study Nibiru anymore. So thank you for those of you who sent me stuff. I won't be reading anymore. I've read this Bible so much that it's falling apart. It's on its second duct taping, right? And I have other Bibles that I read. This is just like my go-to one, King James Companion Bible. And I don't know this well enough yet. And to me, this is really important. And so I need to spend more time in this and less time in everything else. I don't only just read the Bible, but I need to spend more time in this. And I don't have time to dedicate, you know, during a week, 15 hours to Nibiru when I need to be spending time in the Word. All right, so that's me. That's where I'm at with it. What about you getting ready for Nibiru? Hey, I say this in my book, Survivalist Family, Prepared Americans for a Strong America, available at Barnes & Noble and fine bookstores everywhere. can also get it on Kindle on Amazon, Survivalist Family. But I say in my book that basic preparedness covers a whole myriad of situations, right? If you just stock food and water and medical stuff and protection and light and yada yada yada, just a basic, maybe intermediate preparedness stuff, you're going to be kind of ready for everything. I had a lot of people send on, when I said on my Hillary video, you know, if Hillary wins, I'm going to build a shelter. I'm going to prepare for nuclear war. I am. And you know, that sent people off on huge tangents because it scared them. There aren't many different things one has to do to prepare for nuclear war. You have to put a lot of mass between you and the fallout, but beyond that, the regular preps will work. You know, if there's not a lot to protect you from an asteroid falling on your head, or a comet or a meteor. I don't know the difference. You know, stuff from space falling out and landing on your house while you're in it. You're toast. If there's such a huge earthquake that you get swallowed up in a 100-foot crevasse, hey, you know, too bad for you. But if you do survive the initial onslaught, your basic preparedness things will keep you going. And so I think with regards to Nibiru, just put it, I'm advising the Shofarians, just put it on the board as, yep, this is just another reason to keep going on the prepper mode. And for those of you who leave your nasty little self-righteous comments, oh yeah, you need to get right with the Most High, right? To me, that's a given, and that's not what really this channel is about. If you're interested in that, go to Shofar Mountain. This is about physical preparedness, but oh, absolutely, stuff's coming, and you better be right with the Most High. Even if stuff isn't coming, you better be right with God, because you don't know. You could, you know, I could go walk up here and trip on my stairs and hit my head, break my neck, and die, like that. You know, it's life's short. So yeah, you need to be right. You need to be right with the Most High, but even more so, as we see things coming, you know. Do not forsake the assembling of yourselves together, all the more so as you see the day approaching. Yeah, get with people. Get with your God. There's only one God, but I get it. Get your ducks in order. Something wicked this way comes. We are in for a roller coaster ride. I think it's going to be fascinating. I really do. I'm like, bring it. You know, let's see what happens. And if not, I'll probably do a video on that, because I get nasty comments on that too. You know, you just want something to happen. What if it doesn't? Another video coming soon. But yeah, get ready. I'm not stressing on Nibiru anymore. It's either going to come or it's not. I'm either going to personally see it in the sky or I'm not. I don't care, because I can do nothing about it. I can't stop it from coming. I can't make the earth hold still if it's going to shift or whatever. I'm moving forward, going on life, doing the things we do here, spending more time in the Word. All right, hey, I'll see you out there.